You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, guys, we're going to be talking about Pat McAfee here in this video. As you guys know, Pat McAfee signed a multi-year deal with ESPN. His show, The Pat McAfee Show, will now be on ESPN's YouTube channel and also, I believe, also on ESPN. Now, a lot of his fans are very, very upset with Pat McAfee actually going over to ESPN. They consider him to be a sellout for pretty much going to big media, woke sports media, ESPN. They're super duper woke. And a lot of people are actually concerned about if his show will actually change. Now, guys, it may actually now get put to the test because Pat McAfee is catching some heat for a tweet that he actually put out, guys. Yes, they want this man gone. The mob wants this man fired for a joke he actually put out in a tweet. Now, Michigan State unveiled some alternate uniforms, and guys, the uniforms look atrocious. They look terrible. I don't like the way they look, and neither does Pat McAfee. But the tweet that he put out has a lot of people actually enraged. So look at this, guys, on Breitbart. ESPN's Pat McAfee blasted for insensitive Larry Nassar tweet. Yes. So let's go ahead and read this, guys. You're going to actually see the tweet itself. ESPN personality Pat McAfee has come under fire for invoking the name of infamous sex abuser Dr. Larry Nassar when making a joke about Michigan State's football uniforms. Now, I don't know exactly when Pat McAfee's new show is actually going to start on ESPN. I believe it's sometime this fall. So technically, he's not really with ESPN, even though I believe he actually does some stuff with ESPN anyway. But anyway, it goes on here. It says, McAfee, the recent recipient of a massive contract to host his podcast on ESPN, attempted to make a joke about the new alternate uniform, saying, quote, I think Nassar was in on the design team, actually. And right here, you guys can actually see the uniforms here of Michigan State. It has like a lime green pants with a darker green shirt with state written across the top. Doesn't look very good. Okay. So Evan Fox tweets out, I still can't believe Michigan State thought it was okay to roll out these uniforms. It does not look good. And then Pat McAfee replies, I think Nassar was in on the design team, actually, right there. And the mob is now coming after this man. Nassar, a former physician for Michigan State and Team USA Gymnastics, was recently convicted and sentenced to 40 to 175 years in prison for sexually assaulting over 250 females, many of them children. This man is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Now, I don't believe that Pat McAfee should be canceled for this, but we know how the mob actually operates. They want blood. They want blood. So right here, it says Twitter users were quick to voice their disapproval of the joke. This person here says, it's just so refreshing to know that media companies like ESPN would rather employ clowns and clickbait artists like McAfee than actual talented writers and reporters with integrity. Well, the people that they let go, for the most part, a lot of those guys weren't good. They weren't good, okay? Jalen Rose was not good. They brought in McAfee because he has a huge loyal following, and that's going to be put to the test. I believe that the majority of his fans are actually going to go over and check him out on ESPN. But McAfee did get a whole bunch of backlash. This next one here says, ESPN fired people to clear money for this guy. I mean, he's catching heat. Another one here. When I prayed on Pat McAfee's downfall, I didn't expect it to come from a joke about sexual assault on 265 women, including kids. This one here says, pretty dope how we're never going to hear Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, and Mike Breen together ever again. So ESPN let this guy yell Cuzzo at us. Another one here, just insane. This tweet hasn't been deleted yet. And I don't think that Pat McAfee is actually going to delete this tweet. I mean, one thing that a lot of people actually like about McAfee is his humor. He's very, very authentic when it comes to what he actually does on the show. But now he's getting a dose of reality here, because once he's actually on the air with ESPN and he starts making doing the things that he's always done, and ESPN doesn't like it, there's going to be pressure from the Wolves to actually censor this guy, fine him, suspend him, kick him off the air, that kind of thing. So we will have to see, man, what actually happens with ESPN going forward. But this is going to be a telltale sign. But right now, I don't believe that ESPN can actually do anything, unless they just say, hey, we want out this contract here or something like that. I don't know how they would actually get out there right now. But you see, this is probably the reason why a lot of Pat McAfee's fans did not want him to go over there to ESPN, because of situations like this, because he won't be able to be himself. Now, if ESPN actually comes out and says something, we'll have to see. But as of right now, he hadn't deleted the tweet. He hadn't deleted it. And you know what? I don't think he should delete it. I mean, he's being himself. Now, the Wolfsters, man, they want blood. They want blood. And ESPN, they're so woke. But you know what? They're in such a bad situation, guys, that I don't believe they can actually afford to let Pat McAfee go. I mean, they're trying to stay above water. They're underwater right now anyway. They lost so much money, and they let go of 20 plus on-air personalities. They need a change. And they know that Pat McAfee is a bit fish, and he has a following. ESPN needs to change everything. ESPN, of course, they're owned by the Walt Disney Company. And if you're not 1,000% down with the far left agenda, they want to get you out of there. But also on the flip side, they need money. Pat McAfee is a personality that could actually generate revenue. That's what they see. But if they start censoring him, man, it's not going to be good. If I'm ESPN, I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to say anything about this. But hey, that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.